If you're new to the Sims community, or if you've been living under a rock, you might not know that we got a new expansion pack recently. The Sims 4 Lovestruck was released on Thursday, July 25th, and gave me so many different ideas for builds and even gameplay ideas, which for me is something that hardly ever happened. But before I got pulled in too many directions, I thought it might be fun to take a look at the starter home that came with the new world and redesign it with my own special touches. So without spending too much time on an introduction, let's get into the video. So this world and the builds inside it are all inspired by architecture from Mexico, specifically Mexico City, and I really like the direction that they went with this build. I don't think it's terrible. It really hits all the points that it needs to. There's just a couple different things that I would do differently just to make it a little bit better and to make it a little bit less empty on the inside. Not that you guys can really see what it looks like on the inside, because I did bring a sim here with the house unfurnished so that I could deal the least with the depreciation of items as I had to. One of the first things I want to point out is how absolutely massive this lot is. This whole thing is part of the lot, everything from the house itself back past this tree. So there's a lot of space that we can work with, but because I'm trying to keep it as a starter house, I don't know how well I'll be able to fill up the space. So I might have to get just a little bit more creative than I usually would. Not to say that I'm not creative, of course. I am such a creative builder. None of my builds have ever looked the same ever. But one of the first things that I want to do today is actually, as you saw, try to get rid of some of these extra parts of the house to save as much money as I can and to make sure that we're able to add just a little bit more onto the house structure itself. So along with getting rid of those fences, I'm going to go ahead and pull this back to make the house a little bit smaller because I do have an idea to help it take up a little bit more space on the lot itself. And that idea also involves me getting rid of this entire flower bed. I am so sorry. Alright, now truly one of the biggest changes I want to make is actually about where the house itself sits on the lot, and I think I'm going to move it back to about right here because I have an idea. Now bear with me, bear with me. We've got about 10,000 simoleons to work with for furnishing and for addition, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little room that peeks out like this. This little bump out will give us space to work with on the inside, and it adds a little bit of visual interest on the outside to help the house seem just a little bit more interesting. Now, with the major restructuring of the outside done, I want to go ahead and take a look at the inside just to see how much of the floor plan I'm going to have to change. And right away, I want to go ahead and get rid of all the doors and windows so that it's easier for me to make the changes and adjustments that I need to. I also think I'm going to bring this in by one to give us more space for our little flower garden thing. And then I'm going to change the dirt to grass just because I like the feeling and the vibe of the grass being up there. Now, I've moved the stairs outside the house and I'm going to see what I can do with this floor plan. I think upstairs we have a bedroom space and a bathroom space. I think it might be nice to see if we can include a half bath down here. So I wasn't feeling 100% about that floor plan and thought I'd take a little bit of time off camera to do something a little bit different. I know it's such a small space, so it doesn't feel like it should be that hard to make a floor plan, but truly when you are trying to do something different, it just, sometimes it's not there, and that's okay. But overall, I think this is something I'm a little bit more down with, and it gave us an extra bathroom and extra bedroom to work with, which is going to drastically increase the amount of space we have for Sims in this starter home. Now, before I go any further, I do want to take a minute to get some lights in here so that I can see my workspace. This should help me figure out where I'm going to place everything, and it will help me make sure that I don't miss any of the walls or floors while I'm doing wallpaper and tile. Now, in the spirit of keeping this build mostly the same, I don't want to change too much about the way the outside looks overall, but I do have a couple different changes that I would like to make just to make it feel a little bit less sad. So for instance, they did give us a non-broken version of the wallpaper that they put on the outside. So I thought that it might be cool to use that as opposed to this worn plaster one right here, because I think that it helps the house just feel a little bit less. That being said, I am not trying to grayify this house, so I will put the blue color back in there. It's just a little bit brighter than it was before. So what do you think of the build so far? Do you think I've changed too much? Or would you have changed a lot more than I have? Because I will say, even though it looks like I've done a lot, I am pretty close to just keeping the outside as it is. I'm having a bit of a hard time with these windows, to be honest. I don't really know what I want to do because originally they had mixed the styles and I like how that looks, but I don't feel like it's looking quite right here. I think I'm just going to stick with it and see how I feel at the very end. Also, I will say, as I'm placing these windows down, I'm realizing how cheap they are. And honestly, if you're someone who has a hard time finding windows that won't break the bank in The Sims, you might look into getting Love Struck just for these 35 simoleon windows. All right, so my windows are placed down and I think I'm going to go ahead and try to put back in the fence. Now, I did sort of flirt with the idea of putting these fences back the way that they were with the blue fence, but I think I like the white one a little bit more because it complements the trim of the rest of the house. And now I'm going to go ahead and throw it back here also so that we can see what the backyard looks like fenced in again. And I do really like this new door that we got with the Love Truck expansion, so I will put that back here again as well. And now, before we deal too much with what the outside looks like when it's finished, I want to go ahead and place down the bulk of our furniture so that I know we won't run out of money in the middle of the renovation. And because I would like this to be as accessible a build as possible, I am going to go ahead and use just the base game and Love Struck. I know another pack limitation is kind of shocking for me, but a good pack limitation build means that it will be accessible to everyone who owns The Sims 4 and the Love Struck expansion. So throwing in some of the cheapest furniture, and usually I wouldn't keep this default swatch on the stove and the fridge, but I kind of like the way that it looks in here, so I think I'm going to see if I can find a cabinet that will complement the swatches. And if you could get the right cabinet color, you'd be there. There you go. That looks pretty all right. We'll see how I feel whenever I put in some actual cabinets, but right now we're going to call this one the win. Okay, so I know I said this one's the win, but I'm actually not 100% sure on that, so I'm going to keep on keeping on looking for different options because I am not feeling that vibe anymore. But I think this darker one will do nicely. All right, now we've got a lot of room for a very open concept right now. I'm going to go ahead and put down some placement furniture. So this is just me testing out different ideas for how I want it to look. Nothing in this is technically final because I am just kind of pulling things from the categories to see what I like, which is why you're also going to see me put some non-base game things in here as well. You know what this corner needs? A desk. A desk would look great here. And then if I throw a nice table right about here and put some chairs around just to test where I want to put it, maybe right there even, that looks kind of nice. And this is the part where I realized that I didn't put the stairs in here at all. And that's a problem in and of itself, so I have to find a place for those to go. You know, while I am going for renovation, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And the stair placement in the house wasn't broke, so I'm not going to fix it. However, this did kind of break my floor plan, so now I have to find a new place for the kitchen to go. I might have to workshop everything a little bit again. Okay, after a lot of just kind of staring at this space, I realized that the easiest way to make this happen was honestly to just put the kitchen in this little nook, which means I am going to lose my second room, but in the end, it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make because we need a kitchen. And then we'll go ahead and grab this door from upstairs to put into our guest bathroom. That's right, it's a starter home with a literal guest bathroom. Oh my god. And now, just sort of seeing how much money I have left, I've realized that I need to get rid of this placement furniture and hope and pray that I come out with more money on the other side because I am a little bit worried that I'm going to run out. So let's just go ahead and plop down some of this basic furniture that I can put in that I know will kind of fit the vibe of the house that we're going for. If we do this table with this chair, it's very boring, but it gets the point across, and again, it fits the vibe, and that's really what we're going for in the end. It's just something that fits the vibe. Now, I can tell you right now that we're going to lose out money on this rug for real, because the rugs that come with laundry day are only like 35 simoleons or something, and that is simply not the case with this rug. It is 150 simoleons. Alright, now I'm just trying to match a wood tone with that table over there, but I've kind of given up on it and tried to match it more to the chairs. Now it seems that after I got rid of the placement furniture for the TV, we did end up in the positives. Okay, we have more of our furniture down and we are in the positives. So that gives me hope for adding more pizzazz and zest to the rest of the house, especially because, again, we have this second bathroom over here that I'm going to have to do something with, which is a whole nother problem in and of itself. But before we worry too much about that, I'm just going to go ahead and change out the desk. And I thought about swapping the color of this chair to match the couch, but I think it's kind of cool that it goes with the vibe of the outside of the house. So I think I'm just going to keep it and see how I feel about it later. I do want to put down a little welcome mat that matches our living room rug. And then we'll get a little coat rack because I like to use a coat rack to take up space by the front door. It's something really cute that also doesn't cost a lot. And now before I get too far gone, I'm going to go ahead and use some money to decorate the first bathroom. And no money means cheapest furniture, so we're just going to throw this stuff in here and see how much money we have left at the end. I'm actually curious if this is gameplay functional because I have no idea, but I'm going to find out for you guys, don't worry. Alright, and with that bathroom done, we're going to go ahead and go upstairs, replace the half-wall fence that kept the stairs from being dangerous, and then we will just kit out this bedroom and this bathroom up here, and with whatever money we have left, we'll do something outside. As of right now, I'm honestly feeling really good about our chances of having money left and being able to do something on the outside because it is cheaper right now significantly than it was when I got here, which is pointing to a good direction for us. I really wish we had more colors, but I'm so tempted to just do a lime bathroom for no reason. Oh, the shower doesn't have a matching spot. Nope, this is canceled. This is canceled. Boring bathroom back. Boring bathroom, come back. Now, I am wasting significant amounts of money on toilet paper right here, and I am aware of that, but I'm trying to give us a little bit of something to look forward to in this house, okay? I do what I can. And now I'm gonna get a random sad piece of art to put above the toilets in both bathrooms to, again, give us something to look at, a little bit of visual interest in there. Sad, boring little flower painting. What more could your Sims ask for, honestly? All right, throw a trash can over here, and then, oh, I forgot the bed. I forgot the entire bedroom. All right, we're just gonna throw some stuff in here and see what happens. All right, now this cabinet might very well have been the worst idea I've ever had because we are running on fumes right now, but I am hoping beyond hope that I will be able to finish this without needing to... I am hoping beyond hope right now that I will be able to complete this house without deleting anything other than the toilet paper in our bathroom. I'm just gonna patch up this paint job back here so that I can put some more visual interest on the ground. Okay, so I said goodbye to the fence for the greater good of the house, and now I'm saying goodbye to my toilet paper rolls. Goodbye, toilet paper rolls. These garden pots are about to be all that's in the front of this house right now. It's all I got money for, okay? You get 3 garden pots up here, that's it. You know, you might be wondering what we're gonna do back here, and that really is a great question. Personally, I was thinking umbrella table. Umbrella table and some ugly chairs, okay? That sounds like a winning combo to me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and delete a section of the fence, and you might think it's so I could save money, but actually it's because I just want it to be more open concept, you know? It's not even a big deal. Don't even worry about it, guys. All right, now not to brag, but I've cut enough corners at this point to make us have 353 simoleons left at the end, and I am very proud of that. So I think we deserve an easel, because it's the only thing we can afford. After I got the easel, I realized how poor we were, and then I had to get rid of the closet so we could get something else to put outside because it just feels really empty out here. Alright, so this is what we have going on up here now. I did something very similar to what was here originally, but I wanted to add a little bit more variety to the flowers. I'm not sure if it looks better or if I'm just really biased because I did it, but either way, it's here, it's what's happening, and it can't be changed. Now, truly, I have done all that I can, and in the process, I have robbed your sim blind. If you move into this starter home, you will actually have significantly less money than you would have had otherwise, but I think that it looking a little bit better makes up for that. Okay, guys, so hear me out. Radical idea to save money. I deleted the second bathroom. Second bathroom is gone. It doesn't exist. It never did exist, and if you think it did, you're crazy. It's not even a big deal. It didn't change the front of the house at all. No one even needs to know. Guys, no one needs to know. It's not even a big deal. I also realized after I deleted the bathroom and was placing down some happy little trees that I left this side of the house completely blank as far as windows go, which kind of makes sense because we have the stairs on this wall, but also it's making me feel kind of sad. Go ahead and grab my tiny bathroom windows and put them right there. Oh, and I messed it up again. Okay, now look, I may have used this same rug downstairs and it's in the welcome mat, but this one up here is a different color, so it's not the same rug. It's actually different. Don't judge me. If you're thinking about how rough the outside looks, here's an idea. Don't do that. Do literally anything else, please. All right, so with a grand total of 622 simoleons to spare, this is the house we ended up with. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. I really enjoy doing these build along with me videos because I find it a lot easier than doing traditional voiceovers, and because it helps you see a little bit more of my process as I'm building. I know sometimes the cuts might make it seem like you're missing out on a lot, but I promise I do my best to sort of just keep everything flowing and interesting, and I'm not cutting anything that you would absolutely need to see. But with all that being said, again, thank you so much for watching this video. Check in the description for all of my links to Twitch as well as my Discord, and I will see you all in the next one.